Hi there, I'm Carolyn, trichologist at Absolique. Today we've got a alopecia story, so I don't sort of talk about this a lot. When we're talking about alopecia, it's generally alopecia areata, which is the patchy type of hair loss, and it leans onto autoimmune. Now this was a really interesting case because he explained to me that it had started as the small patches all over his head, but over the years it had all actually joined together and he had total scalp hair loss. So they would then call this Alopecia Totalis, and it started affecting his eyebrows, facial hair and body hair, so then they call it Alopecia Universalis. Now generally when this happens, it's a scarring form of alopecia, meaning the follicle is gone, it's dead, there's nothing you can do about it. But he was also working with a dermatologist during this time. He had quite a few health concerns as well, and they were doing steroid injections in the eyebrows. So he maintained his eyebrows throughout this whole time. So it was kind of saying it's not really Alopecia Universalis. Anyway, over the years it continued on and the hair started to grow back in patches like it fell, so it shows it was not scarring. So this is when he came to visit me. We went under the microscope, lo and behold, all the follicles were still open and intact, which was super exciting. So he's still having the steroid injections on the eyebrows, but it's no longer working on the hair. So we sort of really dove in and we said, okay, this is autoimmune origin. We saw there was many reasons why. Blood tests showed that we had some low nutritional levels, which do contribute to autoimmunity. We had low B12, low vitamin D in particular will contribute to this. There was also a high thyroid function, and we had a very high LDL cholesterol. Now all of this was whilst he'd been working with the naturopath on nutrition and trying to clean up his diet. So we were doing really well, but we could come in and what we call address the underlying causes and do even better. We also then stripped out the gluten, the dairy and the sugar, which is the first thing that you would do when there's an autoimmune condition. So we embarked on what we call a topical, non-invasive approach, just to sort of help bring the hair back into the cycle and get some hair regrowth. Now we're going to pop these photos on the blog, but it was super exciting that we had this very patchy type of hair loss, and it was growing back in different colors as well, which is super interesting. We followed this through for 4 months and we had a super duper result. So it was combination therapy, unusual case of alopecia areata, but the key here is if the follicle is still open, there is still hope. But with alopecia and particularly autoimmune, you've got to try certain things. They may work, they may not, but we generally have a good result. If you've got any questions or need some help with some alopecia or reading your blood test, as always, email me. It's info@absolique.com.au.